Hello, friends. I am very happy to welcome you to my 1 o'clock with Dr. DeBonis, the pet food vet, live on Facebook. And sometimes I make it right at the 1 o'clock mark. I guess I count myself lucky if I am right within the hour of doing it at 1 o'clock to 2, because I only pretty much have the opportunity to do this on Thursdays. And I'd like to invite you all to take the time to consult with me. I like talking to people about pet food safety. And I've had people pop on to my Facebook and just say, hey, what's going on? What is happening? And with this new pet food recall, all that kind of thing. It's actually kind of interesting for me to talk about what's happening with pet food recalls and other questions about, as an example, new pet foods. And I really get so jazzed when I am out there talking about pet food. I don't know why. It is just my passion right now. So that said, I really look forward to hearing what everyone has to say about what they're doing for their pet food and why they are picking a certain type of food, or if they have questions about their pet food. Honestly, it's really challenging nowadays to choose pet food, and it is always really interesting to see what we have available in the pet food venue, and also what people are using and how they research their choices. I welcome you to talk to me about your choices and why you chose something. So with that, I do want to take a moment to just discuss very briefly about, you know, some things that have been going on. Friends actually have contacted me, and they were very dismayed that they ended up losing a pet to a situation where uh, they were, through no fault of their own, having to bring their pet into a veterinary clinic and to get their pet taken care of as an emergency. So it was very, very difficult. They they really did have a situation where it ended up um, pretty much getting their pet in with a emergency veterinary clinic, and they did have emergency surgery on their pet, and their pet did end up passing away. So I do want to Alrighty, as we are waiting for the Facebook stream to start up, because I do promise people I am trying to get on Facebook every week on Thursday, somewhere around 1 o'clock. I am getting on Facebook and I'm saying to people, hey, let's see what we can do about pet food safety together, get that all out there, and try to help people figure out what to do regarding their choices of pet food. So I am struggling for the past couple of weeks with setting up my technology, but here we go. I want to welcome everybody here. And I want to tell folks that I am really looking forward to seeing them on Facebook every week, and that I am really just enjoying my time once a week talking to folks on Facebook. And this is my special time to reach out to the general public and see what I can do to help pets, which I've been doing for almost 40 years as a veterinarian. And I graduated from Colorado State University. I went on to join the military after I'd had a couple of veterinary clinics. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the past 10, 12 years. Once I got out of the military, I took a little hiatus from just work in general, and I've been trying to, well, get the word out about what I had ended up learning in my master's, which was on pet food safety through Michigan State University Vet School. And then I also spent quite a bit of time in the Army doing food safety audits, as well as work on military working dogs and horses. So I've just been pulling all that information together of everything I've learned in my life, and I am bringing that to you today and on these weekly dates on Facebook and on Thursdays at somewhere around the 1 o'clock mark. So I wanted to encourage folks to reach out to me, as was done this week. A friend of mine did contact me and tell me about a situation that sort of had to do with pet food safety in a way. The pet was part of their family for 10 years, a golden retriever. They have a couple of golden retrievers, and this was one of them that was 10 years old and had been part of their family for 10 years that they got and just had lavish love on. As soon as they saw that she was doing poorly last weekend, they got her immediately into emergency veterinary clinic where they did x-rays, and they were able to determine that the pet had ingested a foreign body. So a lot of times we think that our pets only do that sort of thing when they're puppies, but apparently their 10-year-old dog did get a hold of a disposable face mask that had blown into their yard, and the loops had not been cut. The face mask was just thrown out and had blown into their yard, and the loops got caught up in the intestine and caused a great amount of damage. The pet went immediately into surgery, thousands of dollars, emergency surgery, and the pet did not survive post-operatively for in this instance. So I wanted to just remind people that we should, regardless of how we feel about masks, do two things. One, throw your mask away and make sure it is deep inside the garbage. And number two, try to cut these loops, if at all possible, before you throw them away. Please just do not lose patience, throw the mask out into the environment. It's going to get hung up on the wildlife, This still is set up to where it could get around a bird's neck. Again, the animals do not have a political agenda. Pets and wildlife do not have a political agenda. These loops can get caught up around an animal or inside of an animal and cause death. So please cut the loops and or just simply take this and put it into your trash, making sure that it is deeply in there and not just thrown away onto the ground because for whatever reason you might be upset with having to have worn the mask. Now, I will say that I have also struggled with wearing a mask. I'm going to get a little personal here for a moment, and I'm going to show you that my profile. I cannot even begin to tell you how uncomfortable a mask is for me. And I do know that a lot of folks struggle with wearing a mask. I have had a great deal of success with wearing the disposable masks. There's a lot of room on them. But like anyone, I do like to have a mask that's kind of cool and is pretty. And I like being able to dress up my outfit a little bit, let's say. But yeah, I do struggle as well. And again, that's no reason to hurt animals or the environment. So cut the loops and or deep into your trash bin, just not thrown out there. Thank you for listening this far. Now I just want to tell you that I am also available on my Facebook page. So you can go to my Facebook page, which is Pet Food Vet, and you can, say hi to me there. I do get messages. I'm going to pull up my inbox and then share this just real briefly on my screen and show you what that looks like. So my my website on Facebook is called the Pet Food Vet, and I am also listed on Facebook with my name, Donna DeBonis, which you can see here. I do have Messenger on Facebook and on my my Facebook page, Pet Food Vet. I do erase your messages after you've talked to me. So don't worry about privacy concerns. I don't share things like that unless you've given me permission specifically. And I do want to say that I welcome folks to get in touch with me. Pet Food Vet and my inbox messages. I also do have a website called Pet Food Safety Veterinary Lab. Right here is the URL. And you're welcome to contact me. You can send me a message off of this. And I can get back to you. Make sure you put your email address. This is not an emergency service by any means. I'm not set up to do stuff like that 24 hours a day at this time, but I will gladly respond to your messages, particularly when you do send them to me by email. The other thing you can do is schedule a consultation. And what this does is it takes you to a scheduling app, which does handle consulting services. And you have the opportunity with these consulting services of contacting me on this app in such a way that I can talk to you for like on video. We can do a video like a Zoom type of a thing, or I can talk with you regarding your pet food or your pet in relation to pet food via just a phone call. But that would in turn again require that you simply click on the consulting services link for pet owners, and it will bring you here to this page. And then you get set up on the app, and you will be able to register here on the application, and you can schedule a consultation. It will take you, once you register, it will take you into scheduling your consultation for whatever means you want or for however long you want. I do respond within 24 hours. Again, not set up as an emergency service, but I do like to tell people that if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, then there's something drastically wrong with me. And you might want to send another query and determine whether actually something's happened. So I do promise I get back to people fairly quickly within 24 hours. I can talk to you by video, phone, or message. So that said, again, you don't have to go through that kind of effort per se and register, but you can just go onto my website, Pet Food Safety Lab. You can contact me with this pretty cool message deal, and I'll get back to you off of that. And that will be obviously by email. Or via the app, or also by Facebook, and go to my Facebook page, Pet Food Vet. I am really grateful for this opportunity to talk to folks and help them. It is my passion. I am committed to pet food safety. I know what a struggle it is to get out there and figure out what is best to do for our pets in terms of providing them with a safe pet food. The situation with pet food has been just crazy. We've been spending a lot of money on pet food, and still people are having situations where they end up getting a pet food that is on recall. Or has not been to recall yet, but they do suspect there is something wrong with the pet food and it is causing their pet to be sick. So that said, I do want to take one more moment and discuss the disclaimer on my website. I want to tell you that due to the situation with veterinary medicine at this time and what is termed telemedicine, I am setting up my website and my time spent with you as something called telehealth. Now, this means that I absolutely can talk to you exactly the way that, as an example, animal poison control or pet poison control discusses situations with poisons with pet owners that have had issues with their pets. Exactly the same situation. It's called telehealth. And I can talk to your veterinarian as well under those circumstances. But right now in the veterinary world, we are not allowed by the state veterinary licensing agencies to give specifics. We cannot give a specific diagnosis or treatment. We cannot write prescriptions unless we have physically put our hands directly on that pet within the past 12 months. So I know that seems really bizarre, and actually it is. It is very bizarre. In human medicine, I can call my provider, who I have not physically interacted with in over a year, and they can prescribe medicines to me without any problem whatsoever. It's allowed in the human medical field. So I encourage you to reach out to your senators and other lawmakers and the Veterinary Board of Governors for your state and tell them that you want to get help for your pets and you want to get it directly. And that veterinarians now are set up with different platforms that we can see the patient exactly the way that a human provider can see their human patient, and that we can do it through a private and secure HIPAA privacy secure platform, that we do have the opportunity to allow our pet owners to register at those sites, and that we have, as veterinarians, entered into the current technological avenues that are available to us to help you and your pets. So with that said, I do want to just finish up by stating that I look forward to spending Thursday at 1 o'clock with folks. I do try to set things up so that I am able to do this as a video on both my Zoom, so it records, and that I later upload it to YouTube. So I do encourage you to look for me on my YouTube channel, Donna DeBonis. And I do also have a Patreon, The Pet Food Vet, and you can see those videos there ahead of time even. And I also have a podcast that distributes my videos, actually just the audio from my videos, via Anchor FM, and it gets it out to several different platforms. Those include Google Podcasts. So if you are looking for me as a podcast, you can find The Pet Food Vet on Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, and a number of other of the platforms that host podcasts. I am very grateful to be able to spend this time working still to get good information out to pet owners and to help save pet lives. And I want to encourage you to reach out to me for a consultation, ideally on my website. You can also pop me a quick message at Facebook, The Pet Food Vet. And as I said, listen to me on my podcast and check out my Patreon channel. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week.